These look like little romance books. So that's a no for me, dog. Westerns? Foreign languages. More romance. Jail choking. So we're probably in fantasy at this point. Yeah, sci-fi fantasy. Classic lit. I can't see. Can you see?
Mm-hmm. So we are currently in Stephen's used books, where it said, or legend, it said that he has 1,000,000 books.
Hence the name, still Stephen's Million Books. What is it called? Stephen's Million.
Used 1,000,000 books. If you guys didn't know, this is Shannon's natural habitat.
A lot of Christian books in here. A lot of religious texts.
It is said that Shannon hates fantasy books.
That's not true. I hate bad fantasy books.
Well, there you have it, people. She hates bad fantasy books.
Southern fiction. Oh, let's go here.
Wow, Shannon, on the prowl. She found her love. Look at how happy she is, y'all.
There's African American Studies over there. These are chiclets. Working on I had that. Of course, they have the entire Click series because you must have the entire Click series if you're going to have a teen section, as well as this, as well as this. But do we have? Oh, it sounds like it's raining harder.
I don't think so.
I think it is. Like, what I do when I look for books is I observe the spines and I look for a spine that sticks out to me, because if a spine sticks out, that means the cover will stick out. I also look for familiar authors that I've read or that my mom has read, because we have amazing taste in literature. So, I know that if it's something that either of us is familiar with, they're probably going to be good. Or I look for an author that I've been wanting to read. And that's how I go about figuring out whether or not I want to read a book. And I always read the excerpt or the insert. Very rarely will I get a book if they don't have like a synopsis on the back. So if they don't have a synopsis on the back, how am I supposed to know what it's about? How am I supposed to know if I want to read it? And that's my process.
Sounds amazing, Shannon.
I know. I'm a pretty amazing person. But you knew it already. You wouldn't have dated anybody if it were less than amazing. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
We just came from Stephen's bookshop, home of 1,000,000 books. And I was sorely disappointed. I didn't see really anything that I liked, on top of the fact that it just gave me creepy ass vibes. Like, did you get to the point, did you like film where it was so super dark?
I did not, because I actually didn't want to mess up the lighting, but I did record a little bit where it was like when we were walking back the first time.
Yeah.
And how dark it was.
It was so dark. Like, I felt like I was in a Scooby-Doo. You know how in Scooby-Doo there's always like a library in a big old mansion?
Yeah.
That's literally what I felt like. And then there was another girl that was coming towards us in the horror section. And she had her flashlight out. We both had our flashlights out. And we had mentioned it. She was like, yeah, I mean, it's the horror section. You have to have your flashlight out over here. And, I don't know. Then we went to the very back where I guess it was like where, what do you think it was, where they shipped the books in or something?
Yeah.
It looked like where they had gotten shipments of books, but like the books were so old. Like you could tell there was no cover art. They were those old-fashioned hardcover books, and it was just shelves and shelves of them. But it was like super creepy. It was kind of like back when you used to read the Hardy Boys mysteries or something like that, and they would always go into this very dark, forbidden part of like a school or something, and it just all felt very archaic and dusty and dark and old, and it was very unorganized.
So,
It was very unorganized.
if I may ask, what would you rate Stephen's Bookshop, the home of a million used books?
I'm sure it's some gems in there, so I'm not going to be too harsh. Like I said, everything felt a little too dusty and just old and fragile for my taste. So I'm going to give it a 6 because I'm sure there's some great stuff in there. I just didn't see any titles that tickled my fancy, but they did have some like very rare books in there. They did have some really cool old like books, and like they had a lot of stuff. I see what Steven's going for, but he needs to clean it up. He needs to get some better lighting because it gets to a point where I really didn't want to walk back there because it just felt so creepy. But yeah, I personally just was not impressed. I've seen better.
Well, thank you, Shannon, for your review
Thank you
of
for having
Stephen's
me.
Bookshop.
Yes.
See you later.